Hi everyone, it's Gaz again from the Growing Up is Trap channel. Thanks for joining us again for the exciting next instalment on this year's karting championship. So we're here for round 3. I come into this round in second place, 2 points behind the leader Josh Francis. Without further ado, we get started. Now this round we're in reverse track conditions. And we're also doing for the first time a rolling start. So as you can see here, I'm in pole position. I won qualifying to put me on pole, and we're on a rolling start, which basically means all of us following the cart in front there, which is the pace cart. And as the pole sitter, I get to decide and dictate the pace. Now how that works is whatever speed I go at, everyone out can follow me at the same speed, but they can't go quicker, and everyone has to sit in their grid positions behind me, as you can see in the rear view there, staggered as they go, and I dictate when we're going to go when we come to cross the line. So I dictate when we actually start. Now you'll see behind me there we've got Josh, who's on the red plate, who's currently leading the championship, 2 points above me. And then we've got, sorry, Josh is in third, I should say. We've got AJ to my right in second, and behind them we have got Callum, I think. No, sorry, I'm completely wrong there. We got Mark Williams on second, then we got Josh on third, then we got AJ, then we got Callum. So here we come around. You'll see now the pace car pulls off. I dictate the start, and I floor it, and you've got the cone in the middle there, which everyone's supposed to go either side of. And of course, you'll see the cone disappear into someone's head. So anyway, I got off to a flying start. Initially had Mark there maintaining his second place. Lovely conditions tonight, nice and sunny, nice and warm. So yeah, as you can see, I've already got a reasonable gap between myself and second and Mark. Josh, again, as I said in the last round, is I would say my main rival, along with perhaps Mark. Nick Butler, who's further down the field at the moment. But I'm after Josh's red plate there, which is the red plate for the championship leader. So he won't be too happy being sat there in third at the moment. So, as it currently stands, I'm pulling out, extending my lead. Everything's going pretty smoothly. So you might have noticed on the formation lap and the start lap we weren't using the chicane. That's just for the start, and then obviously on each race or each lap thereafter we're now using the full chicane. But it's pretty good going around in reverse here. I'd say it opens up a few more opportunities for overtaking the normal way around. In my case, I haven't got to worry about it right now, because I'm extending my lead at the moment. I think that's now Josh taking Mark. Mark slipped back a few, and we've got AJ in third. So far, everything's going to plan. It's a nice, comfortable lead I've got at the moment. So I had the best car, but it was running fairly well. Now as this heat progresses, Josh and AJ do start to close the gap slightly. They're having a battle, I'm having a pretty consistent spell at the front without any real pressures right now. So this is heat 1, third round, South Coast Karting Championship 2021. If anyone wants to get involved, contact the boys down at southcoastkarting.co.uk over the circuits over at Herne. Fantastic guys, as I always say, run it really well. And I would say, going back to the racing right now, the class of the OAP is clearly showing through against the youth. We got Josh behind, whipper-snapper of about 19. I know he's not, he's probably about 23 now I think, but Ac's about 19. Ac's even younger than me sometimes, I would say. So the OAP is showing the way to the youngsters. We've got AJ behind him, who's probably only around at 30 as well. So 55-year-old whipping their asses. Much to their annoyance. So yeah, this is where AJ and Josh have been battling for a while. You can see in that left-hand rear view, AJ's taken Josh now. Great move on him there, and he starts to pull out a gap on Josh. And AJ does start to close the gap on me. Very, very slowly. But I had it under control, so there was no concern on my part at all at this stage. Sporting my new sun visor there. You probably can't see it, but it's a nice shade of blue. Complete with the orange South Coast Karting ensemble, as designed and cut by Jim, one of the owners down at South Coast. Thanks Jim. Chose orange eventually. And as you can see there, a little animation there. If you do like what I'm doing and you want to be notified and kept informed of anything on the channel, give us a like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click on that notification bell, and that will notify you whenever new content goes up. So we're just coming up to the first lap here, which is I think one of the new lads. So I don't know your name. Hopefully if you come along regularly we'll get to know you. As you can see there, quite a gap to the rest, but AJ is starting to close me down, working together, him and Josh. Not too far, so it's nothing to be concerned about on my part. The only thing that could be an issue as they start to close down, these back markers here, which initially there weren't any blue flags put out. Excuse me, which didn't help my cause. So as you can see, I was getting slightly frustrated there because I was being slightly held up, which would have allowed AJ and Josh to close the gap a little bit more than I would have liked. Next guy managed to get through there without too much hassle, although he was initially racing me, I think. And AJ and Josh got slightly held up by the back marker, so it kind of worked out even in the end. And I think this might be the last lap. Possibly a penultimate lap, I would say. Yeah, we've got one more lap to go, I think, or maybe even two. This was a week or so ago now, this heat. much else to say at the moment, really. It's all fairly easy. Nowhere near the last lap, shows what I remember. Possibly one or two more then. So as you can see there in the background, there's AJ closing quite a bit there. Pulling out a gap on Josh, and not sure where fourth is. I'll tell you by the looks of it, there's quite a gap between third and fourth. Lap surely. I think they were giving AJ, in fairness, extra chance to try and catch up with me. That's my theory anyway. So as I said last time, if you want to keep yourself young at mind, heart, karting's one of the best ways to do it. No, not the last lap yet. You don't get any of these comforts in modern cars in the old kart, so it can be a bit rickety, which is all part of the fun. No suspension. There we go. Checkered flag. Taking a convincing first heat win. More than happy with that. Which then puts me on pole again for the second heat, which is coming up shortly. So once again we've got the pace kart there, admirably driven by Jim Lovell. So as I said before, I'm setting the pace once again. And this time we've got AJ in second place behind me, followed by Josh, followed by his boyfriend Lewis. And then we've got Mark Williamson and Callum, I think. With Nick Butler, 80 I believe. So same form as before, in reverse again, all night we're in reverse. I'm setting the pace and deciding when to go. You'll see shortly now, pace kart pulls off. I make the most of that, cover the inside line, and once again watch the cone. Doesn't stay there for 2 seconds. The whole idea there is that everyone keeps their grip position as they go through either side of the cone, but it didn't work at all. So unfortunately my rear pointing camera should have been pointing down slightly here, so you get, if anyone's a bit too close to me, you get a little bit chopped off. But Josh made the jump on AJ at the start, so he's in second. He's desperately trying to hold on to that red plate, knowing that he only had a 2-point lead over me, so he'll be absolutely seething at this moment in time, desperate to get by me. But once again, the wily old fox that is Gary Alford, the OAP, is having none of it, showing these boys how to drive. I'm sure you'll agree quite convincingly. So there's the main field behind me, a bit closer than the first heat I would say at this stage. So at the moment we've got Josh in second. I think that's Lewis. Yeah, Lewis up in third. So he's made one move up from fourth. certainly in the initial stages, Lewis was having quite a good go at taking the lead. You can see him trying all sorts of lines to try and get the jump on me, none of it working at the moment. You'll see Lewis starts to close down on Josh fairly soon, which is always interesting when those two lovers get together. So there's Josh trying every little line to see if he can get an edge. Not working so far. And there's Lewis on the back of Josh now, which will play into my hands, which means then Josh has to start defending fairly soon, which will allow me to open up the gap a bit more on Josh. There's quite a gap down to 4th. I'm not sure who's 4th at the moment, so the three of us have pulled out quite a nice gap. Once again, if you're liking what I'm doing, give us a like and share the video, and subscribe and click on that notification bell. That way it will notify you every time any new content goes up on the channel. Help me grow the channel and help me put out a bit more content if it's something you like. The channel isn't going to be just about karting, it's essentially, as it's called, the Grown Up to Trap, so it's about sharing all the things I love that help keep all of us young. And there's a lot of people sometimes feel a bit daft doing certain things, and the whole idea of this channel is to really sort of inspire some people maybe just to get out there and try things, you know. And if me having a go and being daft or whatever inspires people, then fantastic. So anyway, back to the racing. Here's Josh and Lewis having a bit of a tussle there, yeah, which has allowed the others to close up slightly. We've got AJ in 4th at the moment. I think possibly Mark Williamson in 5th. Let's say I think Lewis takes Josh here in the chicane. There you go, nice move on Josh there. And now all 4 of them are there battling for 2nd place, which is allowing me to pull away somewhat. Currently Lewis in 2nd, and that's exactly what you want. You want people battling behind you. You know, as it was, I was defending a little bit, but not too much. But if you can get all the others battling each other, that will hold each other up, and that allows me to get away from any toe they might have been getting off of me and pull out a lead, which is exactly what you can see happening here. Once again, I think you could probably call it a bit of a masterclass in kart racing. Any comments on that point or anything else? Feel free to add them to my below the video on the channel. And I'll respond in kind when I get a chance. So, as I said, you can see me pulling out quite a lead now on Lewis. I think still in 2nd. Him and Josh have then pulled out a slight lead on AJ and Mark as they start to battle. Yeah. So we've got South first. Josh has taken back the lead from Lewis there, so Josh back 2nd, Lewis 3rd, AJ 4th, and Mark Wilson 5th. Not sure about the lower positions at this stage. So if I hold it here, win this heat, that'll mean again I get pole on the final. If do hold it here, that's going to be pole position. So a win for the qualifying, a win Heat 1. Hopefully, yeah, that's nicely done by the back marker there. Being aware of what's going on, let me through. That's why I gave him a thumbs up. Really, you know, it's important whether you're at the front or the back. Try and keep spatial awareness. Try and keep aware of what's happening around you. And in that case, there he didn't need a blue flag. He was clearly aware that faster drivers were coming up. He just pulled off the racing line. It allowed him to keep up his pace, but allowed me to go through without any hold-ups, which is perfect how it needs to be. So looking back there, you can see there's considerable lead now between myself and Josh, I think that is. So I've just got to basically maintain the pace and maintain everything I'm doing, and it all should be in the bag. Famous last words. As in what happened to Lewis and Max Verstappen. Lance Stroll yesterday. You never count the chickens until it's actually over. It's still part of the fun of it, eh? In the meantime, I keep quiet for a minute, let you watch the last few laps of this heat. By the way, these videos being shot on the new GoPro 9s, front and rear. If anyone knows anything about GoPros, this is on what they call linear, so there's none of the traditional goldfish sort of effect, if you like, of the wide-angle lens, and it's also on linear leveling. So you'll hopefully see, no matter where I'm moving my head or whatever, the horizon is staying level, and also it's got the stabilizer, I can forget what the name of it is, they call it stabilizer 3, which keeps it nice and level. So there we go, that's the end of Heat 2, and another fantastic win for me, more than happy with that, which then puts me on pole for the final.
Luck on track. You've had luck on the track so far, but not luck with the karts. You've got luck with the kart, but have you got luck on the track? Is the question, isn't it?
Say that again.
Throughout, you know, you haven't had the best karts so far, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've had good luck on the track. You've won both races.
Yeah.
But now you've got a good kart. Will you win a race?
Of course I will, mate.
Right.
Of course I will.
As long as you do.
That was quite funny. So unfortunately on this one, I managed to have my rear-facing camera set on photo. So I've only managed to get the front-facing view on this one. Schoolboy error when I pressed the remote. Managed to, I don't know, I just forgot to check the set on the rear view camera, so apologies. But I'll talk you through roughly what happened in a moment. So once again, the cone's set in the middle. Will it stay there? You got the pace car, driven by Jim again. Same format as before, reverse. And I'm setting the pace, and I'll dictate when the race starts. The main thing with this, when you're setting the pace, you can't accelerate then slow down. You've got to keep it a steady pace, and once you set it at a pace, it's got to be at that pace or higher. So you'll see us. We'll be going for the start pretty soon here now. Right there. That's when I go get the jump on the rest of the guys. Josh in second again. I think AJ in third once again. Initially here, I had Josh on my tail for the first few laps. So I was defending quite a lot initially until I saw a threat from Josh. And I managed to start to pull a gap, so pretty much you can see in the sun shadows there. When the sun's out, I think you can see where Josh is. So pretty much it's the same thing that happened in the previous 2 heats. I had some early threats, but then I managed to see that off, pull out a lead. Pretty much it stayed like this all the way to the finish. So we'll leave a brief interlude as we just rush through the final. Standard skills by the OEP, seeing the youngins off again, which left me with absolute clean sweep, maximum points. There we go.
Right there.
That answered him. Now I'll let Master Martin Coombs say all the rest.
Qualified first, won the first heat, won the second heat, won the final. Bit of a racing lesson tonight, I think we'll say, wouldn't it, Gary? Finishing in first, Gary.
Couldn't disagree with that, Martin.
Perfect night.
Can't disagree with that either, Jerry. It definitely was a perfect night. We had Josh in second, Nick in third. Well done, Nick. Well done, Josh. But Josh, we absolutely gutted. That leaves me running the or leading the championship now and taking the red plate off of Josh, ready for the next round. A long way to go yet. We've got another 5 rounds. Yeah. So thanks for watching. See you next time.